In this video, I will tell you about the story how Austin scaled from $166,000 per month to over $833,000 per month in just 3 months. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Max. I run an SMMA, a super niche marketing agency. And on this channel, we explore how to start, run, and grow a successful marketing agency that generates great results for our clients, but also helps us as the entrepreneur to achieve financial, time, and location freedom. But without further ado, let's just dig right into the video. And the first thing that I want to talk about is how Austin escaped the competition to scale his business so fast. And just to give you some backstory, Austin is one of my oldest clients. He run a solar company in Central Florida, and I actually got him as a client as a referral from one of our other clients in the same area. He had seen what type of results that we had been able to generate for that specific client. He was very intrigued by it and very interested and very impressed by it, so he wanted to test us out as well. He runs a solar company, as mentioned, with his dad, and they were struggling with advertising. They were making around $2 million per year, so they were definitely having things figured out, like the internal operations, like the salespeople. They kind of had the roadmap laid out. They knew what they needed to do, but they just needed kind of the leads and the appointments and the demand for their services to be able to grow. And that's why they started working with us. And so the first thing that we decided to do was to escape the competition. And there's a great book about this called The Blue Ocean Strategy. And basically what this book talks about is that you want to escape the Red Sea of competition. So you basically want to stop doing what everybody else is doing in your market, and instead you want to create a blue ocean where you're kind of the only one doing that specific thing. So when it comes to marketing, we wanted to stop the Google advertising that everybody was doing in Florida in a specific area. Google advertising was super popular in this area, super expensive to pay for the main keywords, super hard to rank for the certain keywords that he wanted to rank for, etc. Also, those lead generation websites like Home Advisor, Angie's List generated duplicate and very expensive leads, and in the solar industry there were some other websites like Solar Reviews or something like that that kind of had the same deal. You were getting duplicate and very expensive leads to your business that just killed your margins essentially. And then I also think that they were doing some type of offline marketing. I don't think they were doing any door knocking, but they were doing like yard signs, some print stuff, maybe some billboards, maybe some TV and radio as well. So the game plan was essentially to escape the competition, stop doing what everybody else was doing, and create a blue ocean for ourselves. And that takes me to the next point, which is to create a blue ocean. And the way that we decided to create a blue ocean was to move over to the Facebook advertising platform. Because back then, in 2018, and still up until this day, the competition on Facebook in the home service industry is a lot lower if you compare it to Google and all of these other marketing platforms that I just mentioned. So we understood that if we could figure out Facebook ads specifically for that solar company in this specific area, we were going to have a huge leg up and a huge competitive advantage over all of his competitors that were still doing Google ads. And this strategy can really be applied to any type of business, right? Have a look at your market, see what your competitors are doing, and then do something completely different that still has huge potential. You want to find that untapped thing, that blue ocean that gives you and your business that competitive advantage that will be hard for everybody else to copy essentially. So again, we went over to Facebook ads, we created that blue ocean. We also decided to go heavy into branding his business. So instead of doing boring stock photos in his ads, he actually hired a really good video and photo agency who helped him to create super good photos for his business and also super good social media videos for his business, because we wanted people in his local community to start to like, trust, and build that familiarity with his business in his local community essentially. So we set everything up, we built the landing pages, we created ads, we created the ad copy, we took his new images, his new videos, and we pressed play and went live with the first campaign. And that takes me to the third point, which is to scale what works. And the really cool thing with Austin and his campaign and his business was that we were able to generate such quick results for his business. So they went from low 7 figures, around $2 million per year or $166,000 per month, to 8 figures per year or around $10 million per year or $833,000 per month in just 3 months. So they went from low 7 to 8 figures in just 3 months. And you might be thinking, how? Well, by escaping the competition and creating a new blue ocean for ourselves. So before we started working with them, they were generating leads for around $140 to $180 per duplicate leads, mostly from these lead generation websites like solarreviews.com, I think it was. And within the first 3 months, or really within the first month, we were able to generate exclusive leads for his business under his own branded website for around $20 to $25 per lead. So that's a pretty huge difference. So we got a great video testimonial from Austin as well. And in this video testimonial, he basically tells us that he scaled from low 7 to 8 figures within the first 3 months, and he had to hire 10 new sales reps within the first 3 months just to be able to keep up with with the demand. And the really cool thing about Austin as well was that he decided to actually go for it when he found something that worked. So when he understood that we have found that thing that actually scaled and actually generated business for his business, he wasn't afraid to double down on it. So after just the first month or so, when he saw that it worked, he actually tripled his campaigns and his budget. So he went from spending around $3,500 per month in ad spend up to around $12,000 per month in ad spend. So really the lesson here was that he was not afraid to scale what works, essentially. And this is something that I think about every single day in my own business as well. I'm constantly trying to find what works for my own business and for my clients, obviously, as well. And when we find that thing that do work really well in that specific market and in that specific location, then I always let my clients know that, hey, we have found something here that works really well. Do you want to spend more? Do you want to capitalize on this actual opportunity? And I think about that same thing in my own business as well. We're testing different things. We're doing Facebook ads. We're doing some videos like this as well. Not necessarily for our agency, but I'm testing it out to kind of grow something on social media, right? And when we find that specific video that might be working really well, you want to think about that. You want to learn from that. Why did this video go so well? Or why did that ad work so well? You kind of want to find that recipe, and then you want to scale what works. You want to continue to do what works and less of what doesn't work, essentially. But that's basically it for today's video. Have Austin scaled from low 7 to 8 figures within just 3 months by escaping the competition, creating a blue ocean for himself, and then scaling what works. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something from it. And if you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below as well what you thought of it. And if you enjoy videos like this, you can find another video very similar to this one by clicking here. So I hope to see you in that one. Bye.